People sometimes ask why I became a college professor. I mean, there are so many different careers. I could have become an attorney, a physician, or a ventriloquist. But I chose to become a professor because of three things that I learned about myself. I enjoy learning, I enjoy helping people, and people said that I was good at taking complicated subjects and making them easier to understand. Let's start with my love of learning. From a very young age, I've always enjoyed reading. I like spending time in libraries, and I usually come home with more books than I'd intended. Sometimes I read as many as 20 books in a summer, and I read a balance of fiction and nonfiction. I even enjoy reading textbooks. I literally bought a textbook that's used to train people who work on power lines, although it would not be a good idea to call me for help if your power goes out. This love for reading and learning demonstrates intellectual curiosity. I'm curious about the world and how it works, which is a great trait for becoming a professor. But I don't just enjoy learning. I also enjoy helping people. Now, I haven't always been like this. While I can remember instances of helping people as a child, this didn't become a significant part of who I am until I became an adult. I spent most of my early years trying to get out of poverty, and I didn't think much about helping others. But once I felt like I'd made it in life, I realized there were a lot of people out there who had a lot more difficult life than I did. So I experimented with different ways of helping others, and I did things such as playing guitar for people in nursing homes, doing clothing drives for underprivileged teenagers, and raising money for neglected and abused children. At one point, I even went on a 2,500-mile hike in which I raised $15,000 for charity and managed to eat a half-gallon of ice cream in under an hour. I was proud of the work that I was doing, and I liked the idea of spending my life in the service of others. But there are many different ways to help other people, and I found that for me, the best way is through teaching. In a way, other people helped lead me to become a professor. They'd say things like, "You're really good at making difficult subjects easier to understand." And the more positive feedback I received, the more I thought, maybe I could do this. I'd been privileged to receive an excellent college education with many wonderful professors, and I liked the idea of giving away all the knowledge I'd received. Now, it turned out that teaching, whether it be online or in the classroom, was a lot more difficult than I'd expected. But I worked hard to get better, and I think I've become a decent teacher. I get tired at times and have experienced burnout, so it hasn't been perfect. But when I receive an uplifting note or a kind word from a student, it makes it all worthwhile. It's nice to know that you made a difference in a person's life. Thus, I became a professor because I enjoy learning and helping others, and people seem to think I was good at teaching. I might find a different way to help others someday, but for right now, I believe I can make the greatest impact through teaching. I find this work deeply fulfilling, and I'm grateful to have this job. So whoever you are and whatever your story is, I hope you are able to discover the things that you're good at and the activities that you find truly meaningful. Let me know in the comments what type of activities you find fulfilling. And if you're not finding your life to be that meaningful right now, please don't give up. I traveled a long and winding path to get where I am now. Your life purpose might be right around the corner, and I look forward to hearing from you when you find it.